y'all. And this is why, this is something that's kind of low key annoys me sometimes. And Corinne Stephens did the same thing. So I want to point that out, that even though I like her, I don't like when people do this shit. Whenever people come out and say that they've been victimized by somebody, and the people that had consensual sex with that person comes out and wants to start telling us that they, you know what I'm saying? Like they had consensual sex with him, it's like, ma'am, we're aware a lot of people had consensual sex with him, but when y'all come up and want to talk about the great time y'all had with him while everybody else is talking about being, you know, and assaulted, it comes off like you're just trying to basically ignore what everybody else's story is. You're trying to come out, yes, invalidating what the other victims are saying and going through because you had a different experience. And we all know that just because you had a good experience doesn't mean that that person didn't have a bad experience. So sometimes I want y'all to shut the fuck up. I really do. I really want y'all to shut the fuck up. Kendra Wilkinson is now reading the room because she wasn't before. The former Girl Next Door star has publicly issued an apology after discussing her attendance at Diddy's infamous parties amid ongoing sexual assault lawsuits. In the recent appearance on the Kyle and Jackie O radio show, she reflected on her time at Diddy's gatherings, noted that she attended only one or two, and described her experiences as not as troubling as those reported by others. I had a great time in my youth. I didn't really see anything. Like, I never saw anything really bad happening around me. Sex is sex. Sex is sex, in my opinion. I'm not saying that something bad didn't happen. I'm saying that nothing bad ever happened to me. It is important to know. And I'm also want to point out, a lot of times it won't happen to a famous white woman who belongs to Hugh Hefner or who has ties to Hugh Hefner. She probably would have been there having fun. But please believe she was at Hugh Hefner's house not having a lot of fun. You having to put that old man's balls in your mouth does not sound like fun. Okay. She says it is important to note that footage from these parties, often referred to as freak offs, have been utilized as evidence in a federal investigation against Diddy. Numerous women have come forward alleging that they were sexually assaulted at these events. Acknowledging the gravity of the situation, Wilkinson has now expressed her regret because nobody needs to hear from you about how you had a great time. Girl, I had a great time with Diddy. It wasn't like that for me. Bitch, nobody needs to hear that right now because essentially it does not change the fact that these other women's experience was not that great. And she still is one of them ones that I feel like, I don't know if she was telling the truth as much about Hugh. The other one, Holly. Now, is it Holly? Is it Holly that came out with a book and she also talked about Hugh? Y'all, they say Hugh was over there people's dogs. Okay. So please understand, anybody that was over there doing freak offs with Hugh Hefner, anything that Diddy was doing was probably slightly toned down.